Hello kids, this video is of portrait third session, and in this you will learn to shade this Buddha face that you have already drawn in the previous session. So before that I am showing you a complete artwork. Now we'll start with this. For this you need a graphite pencil. If you have a 4B pencil, that will be good. If not, then you can use any normal graphite pencil that you have. Along with that, you need a tissue paper, a cotton, or a paper stump for blending. If you don't have paper stump, you can use a tissue paper or a cotton or a earbud. Hmm? And we need a eraser to erase the lines or to define highlight. Now, first what we do, we'll erase these unwanted lines and we'll make this drawing more clear. Now, after this, we'll start shading. First is you need to understand how you hold your pencil. So this is the way to hold your pencil. Hmm? Not to hold it very close to tip, hold it from a little bit far, quite at the center. And then after that, hold it very lightly. See, with two finger and just thumb for support. Then we'll move our pencil in this way. Apply it very light. We always start from a light tone and then we'll move forward for a dark tone. How lightly I'm shading. Just keep the tones light. Do not apply hard strokes on your paper. If you apply hard stroke, it will be difficult for you to blend them. So keep it light and keep your stroke blended. Then I'm adding little bit darker tone. Now, to add some dark tone, we'll hold our pencil in this manner and we'll apply more pressure on the paper. To bring light tone, apply less pressure on paper. And if you need to get a dark tone from your pencil, you need to apply more pressure. So in this way, we'll get a dark tone. I follow the same process and apply the tone this side. First, you need to apply light tones. And after this, we'll apply dark tones here in the corner. Now after this, we'll apply more dark tone this side, here in the corner of eyes and below the eyebrows. When we're moving outside, keep tones light. We follow the same process this side and dark this area. Once you're done with this, we'll apply shadow below nose. So observe how I'm doing it. First, we'll define shadow here like this, and then we'll start applying the tone. Keep your tones quite light initially. Then we'll apply dark tones. We'll apply a few tones nearby the nostril to blend the shadow. Here also we'll apply a light tone. Shade this part of nose quite a bit so that it appears to be blended with nose. See, for shading, you need to blend all your lines of drawing lines with the shade. hmm? Else, otherwise, your drawing will appears to be quite prominent and won't merge with the shading. So that makes the shading look incomplete if your drawing lines don't merge with shading. So that's why I always try to blend lines and shade together. We'll shade this upper part of lip. As the upper part appears to be darker as light is falling from the upper side, right? So shadow form in this section and the upper lip appears to be darker. Then after that, we'll shade this part quite a bit. And we'll define shadow below lower lip. We'll define this middle line with dark tone. After this, we'll apply shade below the lower eyelashes in this part. We'll do the same on this side. Then we'll apply few shade here on the forehead, this hairline, so that it appears to be bland. Then we'll define here. So for that, just apply a base tone first on both the side. And if your palm is overlapping your shading, keep a white paper below your palm or your wrist this side, so that your shade won't smudge. Now after this, we'll define this ear more clearly. So first we'll draw a curve here in the middle and then bring this line down. We'll turn this curve and then we'll apply dark tone here in the middle part. Draw one more curve upper side and just create a few tone in this area. We'll do the same for this side. And then we'll just make it dark. Now we use blender to blend the stones. You can use a tissue paper or a cotton bud for that. So I'm using blender, and so like this, we blend this stone from corner first and bring this stone little inside here on forehead and blend it with this middle part. Blend this stone here. And using blender, we'll define a little bit shade here on the upper eyelashes on this side. Keep this middle section white. We'll blend this dark tone here in the corner of eyes and bring this tone dark down and blend it with the nose. This helps us to define the nose. Do the same this side. Then we'll blend this shadow quite a bit. Follow the same process this side. We'll blend this tone here on the forehead. We'll apply little tone with the blender in this part. Blend these ears and this side also. Now using the blender, we'll apply a base tone for hairs. So this will give a quieter tone over there. And after that, we'll add a base tone using a pencil again here. Don't be specific, just apply the basic tone over there. And then after that, we'll use blender for that. Once we're done with the base layer, we'll apply blender over this. And after that, we'll apply more dark tones. Starting from the hairline, just keep moving a hand like this between the circles and just add dark tone in this manner. We'll continue till the middle section of the hair, and then after that we'll leave. So like this till the middle section, and we'll complete all of them in similar way. Like this, we completed this entire hair. And after that, again, we'll use our blender to blend these lines quite a bit. Now, after this, if you have 6B pencil, you can use that to define the dark tones. And if not, then you can use your regular pencil with little bit more pressure. Now, to define the dark tones, you will start with the here with the edges. So we'll define them in a more clear way. Dark this line. Then we'll define the eyes with dark tones. We'll define upper eyelashes. Then We'll outline lower eyelashes and will define a skin fold. Keep it blended with the shade. See how it looks. We'll follow the same for this side. Then we'll do the same thing on this side and we'll define the corner and the edges in a more better way. After with we'll define pupil of eyes and we'll make a dark circle here in middle and just shade the remaining space here. As Buddha's eyes are half closed and to define the meditation, and so we'll just following the same pattern of eyes. After this, we will define highlight using eraser. So take your eraser and first we'll define highlight here on nose. So for that, you just need to move your brush in this way. Then here in the middle part, we'll define highlight above and we'll define highlight in this section and little bit here on forehead, on chin and on up lower lip. We'll also define highlight here on cheeks. And little bit here on here. It is much, just quite a bit. Especially on this upper part as the light is falling from the upper side. We'll shade quite a bit here in the background to make it blended with the base. And with this, our drawing is complete. So practice the same as your homework.